Rockstars are bold and unpredictable, and when reporters confront them with provocative questions, they fire back with full force. From John Lennon shutting down a disrespectful reporter with a sharp wit.
I'm someone who admired you very much.
Well, I'm sorry you liked the old mop tops, dear, and you thought it was I was very satirical and witty, and you liked Hard Day's Night, love. But I've grown up, but you obviously haven't.
Have you?
Yes, folks.
To Iggy Pop, easily outsmarting a talk show host.
Huh? Why are you bleeding? Oh, because I'm on your show. Oh, okay.
Here are 11 rock stars completely shutting down disrespectful, woke reporters for a solid 20 minutes. It all starts when Mick Jagger is insulted by a reporter who claims his record is both racist and sexist.
Some critics say your new album
stinks.
No, they would say it's a terrific record. I think it's a terrific record.
It stinks. Wait till the next one.
Some of them say your record is sexist and possibly racist. What do you say about that?
The next one's going to be more racist and more sexist, and it's going to be a whole bunch better.
The reporter attempted to calm the situation, but Mick Jagger struck back unexpectedly.
You've touched a lot of people's lives. How does it make you feel?
Useless.
Much like Mick Jagger, John Lennon found himself in a heated and intense clash with a reporter over a disrespectful question about one of his songs being played at a protest.
Where are we, and what is this, and what if you have to do with the moratorium? So they sang one of your songs.
Well, if you
Great song, sure, but is that all you can say about that? The moratorium?
You were saying that in America they're so serious about the protest movement.
Yes, they are.
But they were so flippant that they were singing a happy-go-lucky song, which happens to be one I wrote. And I'm glad they sang it. And when I get there, I'll sing it with them. When I get in. And that was a message from me to America or to anywhere. That I used my songwriting ability to write a song that we could all sing together. And I'm proud that they sang it at the moratorium. I wouldn't have cared if they'd sang We Shall Overcome. But it just so happens they sang that, and I'm proud of it. And I'll be glad to go there and sing with them.
John tried to explain himself repeatedly, but when he realized it wasn't getting through, he shut the reporter down with one sentence.
It's not the sacrifice. You can't get that into your head, can you? You've stated half a dozen times the MBE is irrelevant. I agree. It was no sacrifice to get rid of the MBE because it was an embarrassment.
Then what kind of a protest did you make? You said I don't know much about Nigeria.
We did an advertising campaign for peace. Can you understand that?
No, I can't.
A very big advertising campaign for peace.
I think it's and self-aggrandizing.
Well, you think
Are you advertising John Lennon or
do you want nice middle-class gestures for peace?
Maybe.
And intellectual
It's worked in
manifestos
America.
written by a lot of half-witted intellectuals, and nobody reads them? That's the trouble with the peace movement.
Well, it just seems a Netherland. I mean, I can't think of anyone who seems more remote from the ugliness of what's happening than you.
Well,
I do see you getting up on a Tuesday morning and thinking, let's see, what should we do today and what war is going on?
Well, that's your imagination, you know, really. I mean,
you carry on. Why don't you make a film while you're at it?
I'm someone who admired you very much.
Well, I'm sorry you liked the old mop tops, dear, and you thought it was I was very satirical and witty, and you liked Hard Day's Night, love. But I've grown up, but you obviously haven't.
Have you?
Yes, folks.
Next up is Paul McCartney, who was surrounded and harassed by a group of reporters on the street.
Excuse me, my friend. You're harassing me? Okay. No, you're harassing me. And I would like... do you mind taking it and turning it off? I'd like you not to film me. And this is your second warning. You're harassing me, okay? Please don't do it. You understand English? Thank you very much. Please don't harass me. Thank you.
When Paul McCartney realized the reporters weren't listening to his request to be left alone, he made a face and walked into the hotel.
Could you please go away, guys? Could you please go away? Thank you. Hey, could you please go away? No? Oh. Thank you.
Similar to Paul McCartney, Ronnie James got into a confrontation with a reporter. But this time, it was because the reporter had a hidden agenda, aiming to ask Ronnie a series of disrespectful questions.
How tall are you? Pretty short, huh?
No, I'm actually 7'9".
You look so
I
short.
can't believe that you didn't realize that.
You always seem so much bigger.
Not short, so don't piss me off or you won't get a good interview.
No, I'm not saying that it's a bad
you said
thing.
I was short. That pisses me off right away.
The reporter's disrespect was so extreme that Ronnie's manager had to escort him out of the room.
How old are you anyway, Rodney?
Ronnie.
Ronnie?
Yeah. Well, you're really fucking putting your foot in this one, aren't you, mate? Look, if you want me to beat the I'll be more than happy to.
No, I don't want you to.
Let's just clear the room and I'll kick your ass for you. If that's what you want, no problem for me.
No, I don't.
I'm good at that.
I don't want that. I'm just asking.
Fine, let's go. Come on, out. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to upset you.
Sorry, mate.
Next, we have Slipknot at the 2006 Grammy Awards. So, a reporter attempted to mock Clown by comparing him to Ronald McDonald, but Clown fired back with a witty comeback.
I'm here now with Slipknot. You guys are up for Best Metal Band. Who would win in a fight, you or Ronald McDonald?
You know, man, I don't know what to talk to you about, to be honest.
You don't think we have anything in common?
I'm pretty sure we don't have anything in common.
The reporter, oblivious to the tense atmosphere, kept pushing forward, unaware that he was about to be completely shut down.
Well, I'm a heavy metal rocker.
Are you?
Yeah. If there was a heavy metal song about me, what would it be called?
Jackass.
What's that?
Jackass.
Jackass would be my song. Let me hear a couple lyrics.
You're a jackass.
That's a hit, dude.
Similar to Slipknot, Bob Dylan clashed with the young reporter Weberman. Initially, Bob was upset over someone throwing a glass on the street, but from that moment, the confrontation escalated, and the reporter ended up taking all the heat.
Who did it? Now you better tell me, man. If somebody don't tell me who did it, you're all gonna get the out of here and never come back. Now who did it? I don't care who did it, man. I just want to know who did it.
I'm pissed. But I didn't do it. I was out there in the bathroom going out.
Captain, hey, don't tell me you're pissed, man. Don't tell me you're pissed about anything when I hear you're pissed. Who threw the glass in the street?
I didn't throw the glass.
Well, who did? Tell me you were there. Who threw it? You know who?
Yeah, I know who, but you know.
All right. Hey, I don't care who did it. If you know who did it, you just better tell whoever did it to get out there and tell the cats that come up here to ask who did it, tell them who it was. I'm not taking no fucking responsibility for cats I don't know, man. I got enough responsibility with my friends and my own people.
I agree.
No, come on.
I was out there.
I don't care who was. Hey, no,
did it.
I don't want none of your shit, man. You
I'm
throw
not
glass
giving
in
you
the
shit.
street.
I'm not giving you shit. No,
What'd you do it for, man? What'd you throw a glass in the street for?
I didn't throw a glass in the street.
Well, show me the person that did. If you don't have him here, man,
I'm
I'll
not.
count to 10.
I'm
You better
sorry.
take responsibility for
All
it.
right.
All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You got him here?
No.
The confrontation rapidly escalated into a heated exchange, with Bob shouting, and all the chaos that followed.
Hey, man, I'm not kidding you. You think I'm kidding? He's going to clean up that glass, man. I'll clean it up. I'll clean up your glass, man.
I wouldn't clean you.
Hey, I believe he's all right, man. I believe he's all right. Okay, I believe. Listen. Hey, don't come on me and listen, man. I've heard it 1,000 times, man.
Listen,
I know 1,000 cats that look just like you, man. Talk just like you.
Wow. You're a big noise, you know?
I know it, man. I know I'm a big
you.
noise. I'm bigger noise than you, man.
I'm a small noise.
Right.
I'm a small cat.
That's right.
Listen, if I'd have thrown a...
You're anything you say you are, man.
I'm
you say
nothing.
you're a small... You're nothing.
I'm nothing.
I believe you.
Nothing.
I believe you, man.
Boys,
Listen,
Boy.
Bobby Dylan.
you know,
You're a
could
big
we have a drink
international
over
noise,
here?
you know?
Boys.
Right.
I'm nothing.
Right.
I didn't throw any f***ing glass in the street, man. You know, if I had,
That's true.
and I wanted to believe it,
Well, who did, man?
you know, and if you'd wanted to, you know, come at me for fucking glasses. Right.
Up next is Nick Cave, who was on the Lollapalooza tour when a reporter confronted him with ridiculous questions.
Hi, my name's Billy Corrigan. I'm from the Smashing Pumpkins. I'm sitting here with Nick Cave. You're watching 120 Minutes. And Nick and his band are on the Lollapalooza tour. Nick, how did you get involved with Lollapalooza?
Well, my manager rang me up and told me that I was going to do this.
No back taxes or anything?
Well, no. Basically, we just decided that we should try and approach America in a different way. We've been playing here many times before, and it's been the same. I've done this same interview with... are these your questions?
These are not my questions, Nick. Right. I take no credit for them. All right, here, I'll ask you...
The same questions. I've already done this with MTV.
All right, here, I'll ask you a different question.
Okay.
It seems that a lot of European bands, especially English bands, have trouble breaking in America, and I think this is a good idea for you. But why do you think this approach will work a little differently than past approaches?
The reporter tried to belittle Nick Cave's nationality, claiming that all English-speaking countries were essentially just U.S. states. But Nick Cave swiftly fired back. shutting him down.
I just think there's more people. That's basically it. Yeah, we're not English.
I apologize. Australian, I'm sorry. But you are identified with England. You did move to England, yes?
Yeah, we have Australians, Germans, English people. We have an American person.
To all us Americans, it's, it all looks like one country.
Yeah, well, it's not. It's not.
I know. I'm sorry, I'm just kidding.
We're from everywhere. And we roam around and try and do the best we possibly can.
But see, I'm like your typical American teenager, and I'm saying that's the general understanding, and that's why it has bands from...
How old are you?
27.
You're not a teenager.
I know, I'm not a teenager. No, I'm saying the mentality...
Yeah, the mentality of a teenager.
Absolutely.
Moving on, Iggy Pop appeared on a talk show with host Peter Gazowski.
Tell me about punk rock, because I've read all kinds of reviews of
punk rock. Punk rock is a word used by dilettantes and heartless manipulators about music that takes up the energies and the bodies and the hearts and the souls and the time and the minds of young men who give what they have to it and give everything they have to it. And it's a term that's based on contempt. It's a term that's based in fashion, style, elitism, Satanism, and everything that's rotten about rock and roll.
What I can't figure is whether you're acting against that label. You don't like the label.
I'm not acting.
No, I know. Reacting against the label then. Responding angrily to the label. You don't like the label. Is that right?
I don't like to hear it come out of someone's mouth.
Okay. Where do you like to hear it come out of?
At first, everything seemed to be going smoothly until the talk show host asked Iggy a disrespectful question. Though Iggy initially played along with the interview, he eventually shut down the reporter.
Listen, tell me seriously. I have never seen you perform, but I've read reviews about vomiting on the stage, about sticking pencils in your flesh, about bleeding lips, and about all those things. I want to know the purpose behind that.
The purpose or the reason?
The purpose or the reason?
I vomited. I was ill. I'm not sorry I was ill. Everyone gets ill sometimes. And I was ill one evening, and as I felt that I was going to vomit anyway, I decided I may as well do it with some style. So I did it something like this. Do you understand what I'm saying, sir?
I'm trying. You don't have to call me sir.
No, I don't have to. I forgot your name.
Once again, Iggy Pop appeared in a different interview, and at first, everything seemed fine.
He's not taking off his clothes tonight, girls. I didn't get a chance to really give you the full introduction because you were playing there, but I read that you described your music as being savage. Was that what you think it is, or is that a misquote?
Well, no, I was talking to your chick who works for you the other day.
Yeah.
Is this mic working?
Yep.
Yeah, and she asked me for a one-word definition.
Yep.
And one hates to define oneself, so I just used what some guy in a newspaper said that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you got more than... I know you're out of
Since then,
breath.
I've come up with painful, it's intrusive music.
Okay.
But only to squares. Only intrusive to squares. It's fun. It's for fun.
May I say, it's easily heard.
I thought so.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, the reporter asked Iggy some disrespectful questions about his music, asking if he even listens to his own voice and questioning his new genre. So, Iggy found these questions offensive, and when the reporter least expected it, he shut him down.
But can I ask you something that I've always wanted to ask people who do what you do for a living? Because your music is loud and it's driving, do you hear yourself, can you hear your own voice when you're singing back there?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. We have, well, actually, you paid for it, but we have these little monitors.
Yeah?
I'll tell you what.
Yeah?
It's a good question.
When that band is
driving, when you see
driving...
the next song, you'll notice on the left and right of the stage, to the far side, these little boxes on the floor.
Got it?
That's half of it, and then you've got great ones, these little things on stands, little tiny speakers pointing toward either of the guitar people.
Players, yeah.
They're right. Yeah. And that's how you hear each other.
Okay.
It's sort of a very it's the musician's bane. It's the bane of your existence, because when you start out, you can't hear
nothing.
You can't hear
anything.
You can't hear what I can't flush in my hotel all the time.
They got the signs in the hotels too, huh?
Well, no, it's just that, you know, I live in a cheap place, you know.
But how big an audience for this type of music, which has been called new wave, do you think there is? And if you toned it down a little bit, maybe you'd have more fans. Do you think about that at all? Why are you bleeding?
Huh?
Why are you bleeding?
Because I'm on your show.
Oh, okay.
Similar to Iggy Pop, Sebastian Bach was in an interview when the reporter tried to corner him with tricky questions.
I sing about rock and roll. You know, that's what I love. And I just signed a 4-album solo deal with Spitfire Records, who just got picked up by Capital EMI in Canada. So my next record will come out in Capital EMI in Canada, which I'm very excited about. But, you know, as far as being pissed off that I'm not in Skid Row,
No, just that they're
I'm
out there and they're
not
making
pissed
money off the songs.
off. Do you want to, who do you think makes more money?
Well, you tell me, I don't know your deal.
Believe me, dude. I don't even want to go there. But being a Broadway leading man and knowing what Kiss pays their opening acts, I'll let you figure it out.
At this point, the reporter tried to get Sebastian to agree with him, even after Sebastian made it clear he didn't. Eventually, Sebastian walked off the interview.
So clearly you got the better end of the deal. Okay, so Skid Row aside, then what do you think of all these other bands all these other bands that are continuing to do what they did, singing about songs, like you said, Youth Gone Wild. There's all kinds of bands. There's that Poison, Slaughter, Dokken, Poison, Slaughter, Dokken, Cinderella tour that's out there right now.
Yeah.
And it's really weird to watch the show.
Do you think that Skid Row, Monkey Business, or 8 Life sounds like Poison?
No, but I mean, it's music
Then
that represents a time, though. It represents a time, it represents a youth, right? So, I mean, these guys are no longer...
How old are you?
I'm 28.
Okay. Well, if you remember when Skid Row came out and Guns N' Roses, we obliterated those bands. I've already done that once in my life, you know. Skid Row never played with Poison. Skid Row never played with Cinderella. Oh, yeah, we did in Russia with Ozzy Osbourne. But when I listen to Unskinny Bop Bop Bop, and then I listen to I Remember You, I've totally failed to see the correlation.
No, but what it is
I take that as an insult.
But it's hard music, right? And you shared a lot of the same fans.
You think Poison is hard music?
You shared a lot of the same fans,
Did you
man.
see Pantera open up for us?
Yes, I
Do you
did.
think
And the Killer
Pantera
Dwarfs
played with
tour.
Skid Row?
No, but
Pantera
it's the
never
same
went on
fans,
tour with
though,
Poison.
because you shared a lot of the same fans.
I don't agree.
You did, man. There's a lot of people went and saw Poison and Skid Row.
This is over. This.
You don't think you share the same fans?
I don't care. I'm on Broadway. I don't want to talk about Poison. All right?
All right, man. That's cool.
Bye. Say hi to Diego for me.
All right. Thank you.
Go interview Poison.
Next up, the Bee Gees appeared on a late-night talk show with Clive Anderson for their first interview. Although the reporter was a bit rude, the interview went on.
Before we became the Bee Gees, we were late tossers.
Yes.
Which we thought was...
You'll always be late tossers to me, but I don't know.
That's why we're here. And that's why you had it on the show.
Yeah. But your father took you to Australia to keep you out of trouble because you were like wild. Well, on the advice of the Manchester Police, yeah. You're the last criminals to be deported to Australia.
Yes.
Yeah. And was that did that sort of waking you up, brightening you up, you know, the wide open space of Australia, sunshine?
It was like, well, in Australia you couldn't, there wasn't much of a pop business going on, so we were like a dirty version of the Osmonds.
Right.
We grew up on the television and all that stuff, you know, and I'd had a couple of minor hits and stuff, and it did okay, but we had to work in the clubs and do an adult act and everything. There was no pop audience until we came back to England.
But you were like kids then, you were like 13, 40,
we started when Robin and I were about 6.
Yes.
And Barry was about 9.
Yeah.
The reporter, unaware of how harsh he was being toward the Bee Gees, asked about their split up and solo careers. However, this made them so uncomfortable that they eventually walked off the show.
And then you had what turns out to be quite a short period when you split up. Was that a particularly fraught time? Do you think, that was your career finished, you'd had a few years and that was going to be it? Because some groups do that and they never heard of again. Did you think that might be happening to you?
No.
Not really. No, we sort of...
Well, when we split up, yes.
Yes. For 15 months, I think it was. But we realised we didn't enjoy it being by ourselves.
No.
You know? So it was a lot of things going on, egos and things. And Robin and I were about 19.
Yeah.
So we were like all young and getting all these things, people telling you that one brother's better than the other and you don't need them, you don't need him. So we believed all that crap, you know.
Yeah. But it didn't last that long. It probably felt a long time. But you had one very, very good single on your own there, Saved by the Bell. That was a good one. Do you feel, I don't need those other two, I can knock out something like that?
There was a lot of ego problems at the time, and I can't even remember
we had
why.
one at the same time called Don't Forget to Remember, which was...
I've forgotten that one. But,
yes, we thought you might.
yeah, of course.
We're getting on like a storm, aren't we, Clive?
Yes.
In fact, I might just leave.
Yeah. Oh, I've never had anyone walk out before, but...
Well, we are. Toss pal.
So anyway...
Night, everybody.
This is a setup.
Oh, well, I guess I'd better join them.
Well, you can stay and just...
Well, I'd love to, but I don't do impressions.
Yeah.